Hi everyone, I'm nendokittychan, and today we're going to have a look at the long-awaited 1/8 scale Yui Hirasawa figure by Stronger. So her box, much like the others in this line, all have the same box format with a white top and colored bottom, kind of like a Pokeball, and Yui's just happens to be red. We've got images of her surrounding the back and sides, as well as a cute cutout of her overlaying the window on the front of the box. Yui is probably my favorite character of life. She was my very first best girl, and she is just so cute, bubbly, funny, and just pure-hearted. She is from the series K-On!, and the figure I have for you today is from their 5th anniversary line of figures. Opening her up here, we first have her base that corresponds with the other club members in the line, with the guitar pick shape, translucent red color, and different instruments illustrated with engraving on the bottom. Of course, the figure of her came out gorgeous, and I love that they designed her in a sitting pose. It seems that they kept in mind that people would want to pose the whole line of them together, so having Yui and Mugi sitting and kneeling only makes sense for displaying, and I quite appreciate it. She also seems to be very balanced as a figure to me, being that she has a rather plain off of the shoulder sweater, but is compensated by having buttons and accents on it, as well as a gingham style skirt that really catches your eye off the bat, as is the same with her tights, where the shoes are more of the focal point. And although seeming like a more basic figure, Yui has some pretty nice detailings that are very worth pointing out. Most that reside on the upper part of her body, like the clearly sculpted collarbones, the little wrinkles in the front of her shirt, and her hair that also mildly splays out freely behind her and subtly transitions into a darker brown color towards the ends. She has a rather shy looking expression on her face with her big adorable brown eyes and a heart on her cheek that is only a fraction of the size Yui's heart actually is. As we move down more to her clothing, since her sweater is off the shoulder, it rightfully so bunches up and we get to see her hand adorably peeking out of it. As for the skirt she's sitting in, it nicely falls across her lap and the ruffles naturally splay out to the sides and onto the ground, and I think they made the right choice going for a more plaid pattern than a solid color, as well as including a little fur tassel onto the side, as it brings more color and detail to the figure without overpowering it. As we move down her legs, up to this point she has been very matte in color, but that ends at the very detailed white shoes that are very shiny on the white parts and proceed back to matte on the soles. Though that is not all for this figure, we could not have Yui looking like such a rock star without her guitar Gita. So you can pose her with it draped around her loosely, or you can swap out for her alternate arm piece, which I do prefer, for her to grasp it firmly against her body. Mind you, I did have a bit of trouble getting the neck of the guitar under her fingers, meanwhile trying not to damage her fingers or strings in the process. Though once you do get it in her hand, it is well worth it, as her Gita is gorgeously colored red with a bit of orange transition in the middle, and very intricately detailed in general, right from the body to the silver tuners. The strap is a rather versatile thin plastic, and the strings are actually strings, so they really give it a more realistic look and bring it to life. The only thing I do wish is that the strap was removable for this pose, so you didn't have to carefully hide it behind the guitar. Overall, I really do love this figure and the design she was given. I feel like it's simple but not too simple, with a very unique pose that not a lot of other figures have. She's very detailed but not to the point that it's overwhelming, and the details she does have make the figure pop in all the right places. She is beautifully colored a solid matte, and she doesn't seem to have any paint errors or sculpting flaws that I can see. She is pretty much perfect in my opinion, and I'm glad that K-On! Is still getting figures as beautiful as these years later after the series. So that is all for my 1/8 scale Yui Hirasawa figure review. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I put out new figure related videos every week. And if you'd like to follow me on a more regular basis, I do have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under the same name here. Otherwise, don't forget to smile, and I'll see you next time.